Lord, this cheer. Mercy. Come, Poppy, come and change your pamper. Come and change your pamper. Oh my goodness. Hi guys. Hello everyone. Let me put my glasses on and see what's going on. Here changing my grandson's pamper. You should wash your face down and everything. Let me wash your face. Don't bite me. Are you biting me? Are you biting me? Hi everyone. Good evening, Carol. How are you? Hello, hello, hello. Just a quick check, cleaning my grandson's bum bum, right? You're getting a big boy. These pampers are getting small for you, eh? Yes. Who is a big boy now? Who is a big boy now? Who is a big boy now? No, this pamper is too small. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, guys. You see? Do you see? You see my friends? Do you see my friends? Say hello. Say hello. Say hi, friends. Hi, grandma friends. Say hi. Say hello. Hello. Say I am Zion. Say I am Zion. Mwah. Yes. Okay, you're going to get me all distracted. You're going to get you go to your mommy. So guys, I am here. I am well. You know, it has been going around social media. The devil is a liar. You know, that my cancer has come back, and it's, I have throat cancer. Now I want to make it clear to everyone, it is not true. It is absolutely not true. The devil is a liar. You understand? And you guys should know even better, because every 3 months when I go down to Princess Margaret Hospital, I take you guys along with me. I tell you guys what happened. When the result is back, I would normally share with you all. You know, the last result 2 weeks ago when I went, it came back, and I told you guys that and you guys know for forever 2017, you know, I'm a 3-time survivor. The last one was a lung cancer that came in 2017. I did the surgery. There were 2 nodules, and so when they went in, they could only find 1, and so they cut that one out. Now in the last 2 years, And I've been, when I went back, they saw that the one that they couldn't find starting to grow, and then with it have a tiny little one with it as well. So they now take me from a 6 months checkup back to a 3 months checkup. So every 3 months I have to tell you, I told you guys what's happening and so forth. You understand? So the last 2 weeks that I went, it was said that over the past 4 months, one of the nodule has grown in 1 centimeter. It was always sitting at 2 centimeter, and it has grown 1 centimeter. Now, for me, I don't even tell people I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. And when it comes to things like that, doctor may see as a concern. I leave it to God and I let God have his way. I do not have cancer. It did not come back. I do definitely, in the name of Jesus, have no throat cancer. Marcia Campbell is going around telling people, and it is really wicked what a person can do and how far a person will go. And I'm here to tell Marcia tonight what she's doing, it is absolutely wrong. When you want to wish, taking it back, maybe last year, or could have been the year before, when she was so angry. She don't know what she's angry about, but she's angry at me. And she says that she wished the cancer would come back and come back worse than ever. All right, I pray for her. I don't pray for me that, oh, don't, I hope you don't. No, I pray for her because that's what she needs. She needs prayer. People, you guys need to pray for Marcia. Marcia is not well. And when I tell you guys that mental illness is real, you see it manifesting itself in Marcia Campbell. Okay? So I'll go and I'll tell you guys, somebody call Marcia because we need to clear this up, and she knows, so she can know exactly what transpired, and I'll tell you guys exactly what happened. Share this live, guys. Share this live because we're going to talk about it, right? Okay. So I am not one to always come out and defend things or go back and forth with anyone. I have my brand to protect, and I have myself to uphold my standard and my how I am in this community, and wherever my community may be. I don't have the time to be going back and forth with anyone over anything. Okay, so believe kill and believe cure. And if somebody wants to believe something, sometimes I allow them to do that. But when it comes to illness, something as cancer, illness, first of all, it's not something that one purchased. You didn't call it upon yourself. It happened. These are things that happen. And for those who can sit back and wish upon somebody, or say you did wish it on the person, and a person got sick to what you said you wish would happen to the person, you're then gonna come out and you're gonna rub salt into, what they call it, into sore, or whatever the case may be. I meant, oh, I did say. No, that's not the way to do it. That's evil. No, Marcia, I'm here to tell you tonight, your heart is very black. It is very black. You are a very bitter person. I don't know. This is how it started. Marcia and I go back from maybe 2014. And Marcia would always be on her live. Sometimes even 5 people per night would be on Marcia's live, And the way she would deal with the people and so forth. Yes, mental illness is very dangerous. The way she would deal and talk to people. And so I now developed that kind of relationship rather with her, where we would talk, and we talk about the way she would respond to people, or she should not respond to people, the swearing and so forth. And we I become more like an advisor to her. That's the kind of basic relationship that we have. She know my status, and everything like that. So I would encourage her. I would talk to her in that manner. And that is all the relationship we have over the years. And me commenting maybe on her live, or I might have uh, called in and prayed a couple of times on her live and so forth. You know, so it was back in 2019 probably. There's this woman I saw. She was doing so well in the community. Absolutely. So this young woman was doing so well in the community. I don't know who she was. I know she was behind the camera building houses and so forth. And I know I've been watching, and I seen Marcia been watching her as well. So I thought I want to honor this woman for what she's doing. And I tried. I've tried several ways to, to contact her. Couldn't find any way, and then I asked Marcia about her. That is done ago, and I asked Marcia to find her for me, because So Marcia got me the number, and when I told her, that I want to honor her and I would like to give her the humanitarian award, you know, Marcia said, "How is it you're gonna give her a humanitarian award when me die for so long? I was here for so long, all these years, go to Jamaica and walk in the sun for woman and this and all, and I fight against violence and so forth, you know." All right, I thought it was, it's true, and I've seen she been doing all that as well, you know, but then she would the behavior, it just wasn't there, in spite of what. So sometimes you'll be doing some things, and you say some things, and because of what you say or do, it ruins everything. You understand? So anyway, moving forward, I decided. I said, okay, I'm gonna give you the philanthropist award, because she's using her own money to do all of this, in spite of, like myself, you ask for a donation and you don't get it, but I want to commit to that, what I want to do. And so sometime I would use my own money to fund the project. So um I and I don't want anyone to bash her tonight. We want to keep it clean up in here tonight. And if anything we're going to do is to pray for her. You understand? And I'd probably go down into a little bit of what she might be going through. So I offered a philanthropist award. She said, "No, I don't want that. I want what Donna is getting, and that is the humanitarian award." So I said, "No, but I don't, that's already going to somebody." She said, "Well, it's your thing. You can create too." And I said, "I suppose I can." And of course, in the past, I have done that, yes, but with two students. The two students I had was nominated and doing so well. And I just couldn't say no to those students. So I created two. So maybe Marcia is aware of that I can do that. So anyway, I created the two awards, humanitarian awards. And I guess it just still didn't sit right with her. And the following year, I come back and I ask Donna. She was nominated again, and this time it wasn't me who nominated her, but some people who want, who have writing and so forth about her, and I give it to her. I honor her again. Plus, this time I asked her to host the show, and oh, Marcia was just livid. Why, you know, I can do better job. Oh, you're gonna ask? You know me, a comedian, and I've been on stage and I've been doing this, and you're gonna let she can't do this, and she don't the education and the ghetto this, and you understand. And like I said, I've always given people chances, even second and third and fourth chances, because that's the person that I am. You understand? And so when somebody is gonna come to me and tell me that Donna Go is ghetto and she don't have any education, I'm gonna give her that opportunity, because all of us started someplace at one time or the other, right? And so I give her that opportunity, and I believe she deserved that opportunity. And so I guess it didn't sit right with her. Anyways, I guess, all those years she keep going, and then maybe, you know, she could take it out on Donna, because she really couldn't argue with me. So I guess she go after Donna and try. A matter of fact, when she I even go back, when she found Donna for me and she know what I was going to do. The first thing she did before Donna come to Jamaica, if you guys go back to the tracking of it, is to offer Donna stay at some hotel or what have you. So, you know, Marcia, I wanted to show you this thing is not a competition. You know, you just have to be yourself and don't turn everything into competition, right? And so I guess the years has passed, and so she now started in on she started having problems with Dr. Love. And of course, again, I've been watching Dr. Love even long before Marcia done it. I know, you understand, you know. And so Dr. Love one day was arguing, I guess talking about her or to her, and he says, oh, he's gonna call Amari and all them to come cuss her out. So I type in the comment, I said, Dr. Love, it is not that serious. So Marcy, if you're here, you listen clearly what I said, because I don't know what you think you said, or what you think I said, or what our people tell you I said. I said, Dr. Love, it is not that serious for you to call out the big gun. In defense of Marcia, because that, you know, it is not that serious. So why are you going to be calling, meaning why are you going to be calling all these people, you know, to come and curse her for you or what have you? And I know at the same time Dr. Love was joking, because he didn't mean nothing by that. He was just talking. And right behind that, I said, to show good faith, why won't you purchase a table for some that I could donate to some woman, and you know, and oh, I guess that even make it worse, that she would flip, and somebody who disrespected woman and so forth. Why would you be telling, you know, inviting them to your show, and you're gonna let them give money and so forth? And you know, she said that I go against her and so forth, because I whatever the comment that was made, she sees differently from what she thought I said. So she went on her live and she broke up the trophy that I give to her. I thought it was such a disrespect, and she degraded the award show, the internet, the organization. She thought it was a nonsense. It wasn't nonsense when she wanted it, or when she wanted to host. It wasn't a nonsense show, but at that point in time, it was a nonsense show. It was a poppy show, and the whole internet went off, and you know, have all the negative things to say. Now, I don't know what really transpired. I guess it was from that, I guess. I'm not sure where it came that she would wish illness on me, or that cancer should come back and come back worse. You know, I leave her to God, and that's what I continue to do. Just like so, you guys, you you all just need to pray for Marcia, because you can see that Marcia tried to make enemies, and so Marcia and I have no problem at all. As I said, this thing is not even about Dr. Love, but the root cause of it is from me honoring Donna go before she, or even putting Donna on I.W.A.A. stage before she. And that's the real root cause that Marcia would go after me. But now to come out and say that cancer has come back. I didn't hear all of what was said, but to talk about cancer come back, and I have throat cancer, and I told you so. Oh, here's Daddy. Here's Daddy. I think he wants to sleep or something. There. I don't know if he's tired. Your hands are cold. I just wipe him down. Excuse me, guys. I just wash him down.
What are you doing, woman?
So I'm doing my life. He's probably bored because I'm not paying attention to him.
Well, I'll pay attention to it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Marcia, you know, I've seen, when I used to talk with you, speak to you and stuff like that, I've seen where sometimes you do listen to me, and you know, you would say, you know, the things that I would tell you not to do, and then you'd come out on your live, and sometimes you don't do it, but then there's a next time you would flip. And I see there are times that people provoke you to do these things, you know, but over the years, being consumed by someone, and you know, always going after someone, or you try to see the bad in that, thank you, Diane, to see the bad or the worst in that person, and you don't even know the reason why yourself. Well, what I can say, that you may be against this person because they did not embrace you in the way that you wanted to be embraced. You understand? And you know, you purchase a hotel room for that, or vacation, staycation for that person, and you figure that it would have, you know, it would have make that relationship stronger, or and you did not get that reception. You understand? And so it has built up something inside of you. But Marcia, you allow that little thing, that just little thing, to consume you. You understand? You make that consume you. And over the years, you have gotten bitter and bitter and bitter and bitter and bitter until you are no longer yourself. I know me telling you that. Um, but you see, Karine, yes, maybe so. But there's, when it, like she's talking about illness and somebody, I've heard people speak against me. They may talk about the, and it's mostly about the award show. So let's keep it real here. It is mostly about the award show. But when somebody is going to wish death and illness upon you, it is wrong. It is wrong on all level, Karine. So let's keep it real about when somebody may say, okay, your show is a puppy show, this, and princess this, and but when it comes to sickness or death, come on now. It is so wrong. You have children, you have grandchildren, you have maybe your parents, and you have other family members, brothers, sisters. You have yourself. How you gonna be wishing them? You hear them said, when you dig hole, dig two. You understand? Because you may be wishing what you're wishing on me, you might be getting it worse than me get it. You understand? So it is just not the same at all. But as I was saying, Marcia, this has passed mental health. You know, today I learned of a thing called I Peter Peter Pan, the Peter Pan syndrome. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Peter Pan syndrome, but some of the Peter Pan syndrome, and maybe you know, you look at Marcia, and you know it could be something that even beyond the Donna go thing. You understand? This could have been a childhood thing. Me not say she go come tomorrow and tell me which part I may drop out and which part now I'm gonna drop out. But that's okay. But at least you're going to hear someone who's gonna talk to you instead of cursing at you, because you know, I am not that person. So if anyone out here thinks that I'm cursing her, no, I am not. I am having a conversation with Marcia, as so she's hoping in hope that she will see herself and she will change her ways and see that what she is doing to people, and it's not just me, Karine. It is not just me. It is everyone. If you look around Marcia, everyone is going at her. People are burying her. People are you know, come on now. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. So here are some of the symptoms of a Peter Pan syndrome. And first of all, let me see if Peter Pan syndrome is a psychological term for people who find it difficult to grow up. And this is how I see Marcia sometime when she speaks. Marcia, you have this childlike mind. You have the mind of not even a 6-year-old, because a 6-year-old comprehend more and speak with some sort of understanding. But it's so much lower than that. And you know, you gotta, here are the symptoms. It's low motivation, lack of interest in work. I don't know about the work part, because I have always known Marcia from, I know Marcia, you know, working as a nurse, and nights and nights she's at her workplace. Trouble with commitment, being unreliable, but you pick and choose what you think fits you. Difficulty making decisions, emotional instability, lack of accountability and blaming others, shortcomings with personal growth. So you see, you don't take the time to grow up, or to do something, you know, to lift yourself, or to elevate yourself. Instead, you take the time to cut down and to tear down. And sometimes you don't even know these people, but you have the worst things to say about them. Instead of you embrace them, you know, you can go and you see somebody doing well. Okay, maybe you, I don't know the know-how, but me can walk up and say, Miss Mary, Miss, you doing this, and you know, for so long I'm out here and I tried and it just not work. How you do it? Show me how. But instead you would come. It's called the Peter Pan syndrome. Peter Pan. Peterpan syndrome. And instead you come and you curse them out and you tear them down, and I don't know, it shows that a lack of love. And you often talk about your family, that the love, but Marcia, it doesn't look like you got that kind of love growing up. It doesn't like you know, you tend to be a person that by love. You understand me? You know, you do things and you give things just to be loved. And when you don't get that love and attention, you do things for attention. And this is what you're doing, is for attention. Because there are times, and all the swearing and the Marcy, let me tell you something what I see happening to you soon and very soon. And I pray to the God in heaven that it doesn't happen. Marcy, you need to change your way quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because if you, Marcia Campbell, continue in the fashion and in the way in which you are carrying yourself and doing and stuff, you're going to have a heart attack, Marcia. Yeah, Peter Pan syndrome. You're going to have a heart attack. So all these symptoms, Marcia, maybe you and you have gone so far that you are now beside yourself. You don't no longer know right from wrong. You don't know the right things to say. You don't you are when to say it anymore. You understand? And it doesn't hurt, Marcia. It doesn't hurt to get help. Help is there for all of us. And you getting help and talking to someone doesn't mean, just like in the days when we used to talk, even though I am not a professional counselor, but things like that, when we used to sit and have those little conversation, and you would say, you're right, you're right, and all say, you never call me Miss Princess, because then I never become Miss Princess till Donna. You understand? And so you need now to have that kind. Take yourself. I mean, I say, come off of social media. What I am saying, take a break, Marcia. You need to take a break. Take a break from all of this, and get the help you need. And you're gonna see, Marcia, how good you feel about yourself. You understand? You will feel so much better about yourself. I know, I know, and a lot of people don't know that all the talk, you come out and you talk the way you're talking in public, and the cursing and the swearing, and how it is not who you are when you get off of this. You cry yourself to sleep at night. You do. You cry yourself to sleep at night because you just cannot be accepted by the people that you want to be accepted by, or by anyone for that matter of fact. And it's not hard to turn it around, but you must change your ways, Marcia. You must change your ways. You understand? And when I want to get back on this cancer thing, because sometimes, you must take a sour lemon and you turn it around and you make lemonade. And tonight I want to say to you, Marcia, not just me, but there's so many people out there, maybe family members of yours, and who are going through some sort of cancer. You understand? Some are going through kidney cancer, all different heart, all the, you name it, cancer is everywhere on your body. You understand? And you when you see people, you must you learn to be sympathetic towards these things. You understand? You need to, and you are a nurse and you're in the medical field. Come on, Marcia, man. What kind of nurse are you now? What kind of nurse are you, Marcia? You can't do that. Say you're in the medical field and you have a license and a permit, man. And I'm pretty sure over the years you have worked with some cancer patients, people. Now, what if these people know you go to work tomorrow and they call you for a job and it's a cancer patient, and them hear what you said on social media? What you think gonna happen? You think they're gonna want to work with you to know that them a fight for them life? Hmm? And you're wishing death and sickness upon people? And you're a nurse, Marcia? Give it up, man. No, man, please give it up. Give it up. It don't make no sense. It makes no sense, Marcia. I may not tell you these things. May I tell you from the bottom of my heart with all the love of God in me. It is not right. And I want to apologize to all the persons out there who are going through cancer and the persons who are helping somebody with cancer, anyone who's touched by cancer. And because of that, you see, Sunday coming, I have a flyer that I put out. I have a flyer, and it's not that she doesn't have compassion, you know. It is because she has lost herself. Her hatred has consumed her. Marcia is like taken over by another spirit. And sometimes you call these things upon yourself, because the Bible, right? There's spirits out there, there's evilness out there. And when you can evoke these things on yourself, I want you guys to go back into some things and watch Marcia stuff them. Some stuff Marcia have done over the years. And you tell me if in some point in time Marcia have not evoked spirits upon herself, into her life, into her home, into everything that she does. You look at Marcia and tell me, Marcia, take a good look into the mirror and tell me if you look like the Marcia that you know you to be. Sunday coming, June 2nd, is Cancer Survivor Day. And I am a cancer survivor. I'm a 3-time cancer survivor. And I give God thanks. And I will always give him thanks, because I owe it all to him. Because who could it be but God? When I was diagnosed in 2014, and in 2014, the doctor, said, I wanted my mother has retired back to Jamaica. And so I wanted her to come up and, for the surgery, or, the doctor told me I don't, and, it's the process of it to get my mom here probably was going to take, putting the money together and everything would have probably taken about 2 weeks. And when they asked me how long, and I told them, they said, you don't have 2 weeks. That's 3rd stage cancer. You don't have 2 weeks. And when I tell you my story, the doctor, they sent me home with some pills. I can't remember what the pills for was. I don't remember. And when I got home, in a couple of days, I started, like, I don't know if it was hemorrhaging. And if you guys are eating, please, it was, I went to the bathroom and blood clots was just falling. So that is my kidney. It was so deteriorated, because you see, this is something I have over the years, and I keep telling my story, that people thought that I thought, from back in the years, I had a car accident, and I thought this was something, deriving from me having that car accident, and so that would cause me having back pains and stuff like that. And people, if you're out there today and you're feeling any of these symptoms, you're having back pain, or you're having any sort of cramping, check it out. Check it out. You're having headaches, unusual headaches, check it out. Because had I check it out, I as the doctor said, and mind you, you have people like Marcia, who's always going, because she takes us with us to the doctor. I make it my point of duty every year to go for my physical. So I was doing physical, and everything come back, I'm okay. But people, you all need to learn from others and my story, that when you go and do your physical, be specific about it. So ask your doctor, can you do a kidney check? Can you do let them do the name on point. I don't know what to say. Check. So specific, you want them to, during that thing, you want to check your kidney, check my heart, check my liver, You understand? Check my morals, check my bones, check, because when you go for physical, they might just do the basic. They weigh you, they do your blood test, and and they may do a pap smear, and you understand. But let them detail, let them do a detail. So if you know of things that are going on in you, let them check that. You understand? So I had less than 2 weeks to live. I was at third stage cancer, and there's no way to say, even they couldn't save it. They couldn't save it. So when I was home and all these clots were falling out, and it was, the ambulance had to come and get me. So it was a roadblock. They had, I don't know how they do it, but they stopped traffic to get me to the hospital. When I get to the hospital, they take me down, they take me into some place. They take me for some scan or something. And by the time I get back to the room, and they were taking me off the bed to put me onto the other bed, it was another stretcher. And my mom, well, I was about to go eat, and my mom said, "What's this for?" They said, "We gotta go now." So whatever the test was that they got back, they said, "We gotta go now." And they rushed me right into surgery. So people who was coming to the hospital to see me, by the time they get there, I was already in surgery. That's how bad it was. And thanks be to God, I survived that. Couple years of that, after that, I have the tubal cancer, you know, um, and that is the tube that takes the blood from the body to the heart. And again, I survived that. So once you have cancer, the first time, whether it be first, second, or third stage, when you have a reoccurrence, it is referred to as fourth stage cancer. You understand? So and I did that, and God came through for me, because you see, the first time when I had it, I said to him, when I come in from the doctor office, I said, "God, this is your problem, not mine." Because you see, God has sent me here to do a job. I don't believe my work is done. My work is not yet done. And I will continue to work. I will continue to fight, and with everything in me, because cancer will not define my, no, it will not define me. I'm going to continue to work, and I'm going to live until the day I die. Yeah, I'm going to live. I'm living for today, but I plan for tomorrow, but I'll live until the day I die. Yes. So coming back in 2017, another reoccurrence. This time it's in my lungs. And they said that there were two nodules, and they asked me about symptoms. I didn't have anything. But anyways, we did the surgery. They cut out a pie of my lungs. And when they went in, they couldn't find the smaller one, because there were two. And so from that, they continue to monitor me 3 months, every 3 months, until, okay, they went to the 6 months. And then 2 years ago now, they found out I'm a winner. Yes, I'm a child of God. And um I went, they said that the small one that they couldn't find has now starting to grow. So they take me off the 6 months, and not only that it's starting to grow, it bring one baby with it. You understand? So now there are two of them. And then they take me from the 6 months checkup back to 3 months. So every 3 months now I have to keep going to the Princess Margaret Hospital. So last week when I went, so they said that one that was 2 centimeter has now, in the past 4 months, because everything was fine, as you guys know, I was tell y'all, has now grown a centimeter. And this is where it all started. So for Marcia to come out and tell you guys now that I have my cancer has returned. God forbid. And his throat cancer. God forbid. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Every cancer cell is burned out of me in the name of Jesus. So if it is there, that is it. That's his problem. That is what God, man said. But God have the last report. You understand? I'm not going to let it define me. I will not let it bring me down. And Marcia, if you think that you are going to come out and be the person that you are, there's a Princess Margaret. No, Princess Margaret's here in Toronto, in Canada. Yes, I heard of that one in thing. No, you can't bring me down, my sister. But I'm here to encourage you instead, that you will change your ways. And like I said, I put a flyer out there, and this is what, Marcia, you need to do. Take your platform, because I believe, I don't know, but I know you have probably over 10,000 followers on you, so you have a good platform. Change it around for good, and use your platform. Sunday is Cancer Survival Day. Do something positive. You understand? And this will be the start of your healing. Healing your mind, healing your spirit, healing everything about you, your whole being. And when you start, Marcia, I don't know what you have done in your lifetime that was so bad, but you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself. And until you forgive yourself, you cannot love nobody. You have no love, Marcia. The love of God, you may call on God, but the Bible tells us already, not everyone that said, Lord, Lord. Yeah, but the love of God, that agape love, is not in you. That agape love is not in you. The bonding of people, because even with your, let me not do that. So Marcia, just do something positive. So people, I'm looking for your support. Last year we did it through the International Women Achievers Awards Foundation, I.W.A.A. Foundation, and you know we Pinky, we raise funds for Pinky. You know, Pinky is no longer with us. May her soul rest in peace. But you know, the little that was collected went a far way. You know, she might not have survived the cancer, but it helped maybe in some treatments, or it helped in her funeral. And this is what a lot of people, like, you know, me, I am here in Canada, big Canada, like Marcia is in big America. I am in Canada, and I give God thanks for the system, the medical system that we have here in Canada, because I wouldn't have to pay to go get a test or something like that, MRI that need to be done. I wouldn't have to pay for those things. If right now, like they want to get me to do radiation, I wouldn't have to pay out of my pocket, you understand, for that. But there are people in other places who cannot afford to do that. You understand? They can't afford it, you know. But if you're in the UK and you want to donate, you might want to, like I do have I have Zelle. I don't know if you have Zelle there. So it's Clar and Mar at yahoo.com. There's my PayPal, and of course if you're in Canada you can do e-transfer. And so what our foundation wants to do, and I'm thinking I want to make this annual thing, and this is not only going to be geared to just women, because this is a International Women Achievers Awards, but it's for anyone who is going through cancer or cancer treatment and you need help, or if you know someone who is touched by cancer, And when I say touched, it's not like me who touched by cancer, you know, but you know, my children, they are touched by it because they have to go through it. I don't know if you do it, you know, let me see something. I don't know if it been nothing. Why you guys asking me all these things? I don't know, but the flyer is there on my page, guys. Next time when I come out, actually I will edit this later, and I will put the link there for you. You know, so if there are families out there who are maybe you're in Jamaica or something, and you know IWAA can be of help in helping with whatever we can to you know to with a treatment or transportation to your treatment or so forth. We want to be and to make a difference in the lives of these people, and we can only do it with your help. So when I talk about turning sour lime into lemonade, this is what I am going to do. And Marcia, I encourage you to do the same thing. And please, my relationship with God, Marcia, is intact. Mhm. It is intact because there's no way on heaven earth that I can survive cancer 3 times, 3 and 4th stage. I don't give it all to God, and I don't owe it all to God, and I don't give myself to God. Yeah? And that's why if you listen to what live, I said, I've always said it. Marcia, I am not afraid of death. When you know that you have a relationship with God and you are right with God, you don't afraid of death. I am not afraid of death. And I don't let, that's why you can look at me and people look at me and said, you have cancer? Oh, you don't sound like you're sick. You don't sound like, how, I don't know, how am I supposed to look? You see, when you give it all to God, let go. Something's beyond your control. Let it go and let God. So when you give it to God, you're not afraid of nothing. You don't worry about nothing. You just live. And if you have work to do, do your work. And you see, my work, my ministry is the International Women Achievers Awards. And that is to uplift, encourage, empower, and enlighten. That's why I don't have the time to come out here and argue with you. I'm not going to do that. I will never do that. So, guys, I'm asking you to share this live because I know somebody, Marcia, need to hear this live. She needs to hear it. She might want, you know, she sometimes she's hurting, and you guys can see when you guys go at her and she's hurting and or embarrassed. This is when she come out, or you come out, Marcy. I'm talking to you tonight. You will come out and you will just go on and you go crazy and you tell people all manner of evil about themselves and which part them never come from and which part them come from. But don't continue, Marcia, to belittle yourself like this. In fact, I am asking you, Marcia, share this flyer that I put out there. Let's make a difference in the lives of somebody. Help me help others. You understand? And by doing so, you help yourself. So, people, this is what I just want everyone to know. I mean, my phone has been blowing up from yesterday, and you know, and I just want everyone to know I am well. I am well. Nothing has changed in my situation. If it did change, I know nothing about it. But I am well in the name of Jesus, and I will continue to be well. As long as He's got His hands on me, I am well. I'll be okay. and you will be okay too. So I thank you guys. I thank you for those of who are sending up. Continue. Please don't stop praying for me. I need every prayer. Every prayer counts. And there is no distance in prayer. Continue to pray for Princess. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your concern. I feel I am humbled. I feel I am honored to have you in my life. Someone out there that loves me, that show me love. And I just want to give it back to you by saying thank you. Okay, so have you guys have a blessed evening, and we will talk some more. I'm going to pin the information for you, but in the meantime, please find the flyer on my page. All the information is on it. Share it with all your friends and family. It's for the month of June only. I will be collecting, as you know, the International Women Achievers Awards is June 29th. And remember, guys, this year it is free for everyone. As we celebrate Brampton 50th while celebrating Women, International Women Achievers Awards this year is free for everyone. Free parking, food, everything. If you're a vendor and you like to showcase your product, out of we do have tables available for sale, but everything else is free of charge to anyone. I want to thank the city of Brampton. I want to thank I want to let me do it right, because I want to thank the sponsors that make this possible. Let me find the flyer. So I want to thank the city of Brampton. I want to thank Black Empowerment Entertainment. There's IRI FM Radio. They come up every year for the past 5 years, and they supported us by sending it airways back. I want to thank SSI, Enacor, Ear 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 Patek Perfect, or Patek, but I will get that correct. JN Money, and everyone, and most of all, the Wendy, I thank you so very much. I don't know how I would do this without you, as you organize it for me and make it possible. Carrie Lee Crawford, I love you. I love you with the love of God in everything in me. I just love you. I appreciate you. I want to thank you. And for everyone, the volunteers, everyone, I just want to say thank you for making it possible. So get on the website, guy, and register. And the reason for registering, as we do have a limited amount of the capacity of the place is limited, and so we want to have an idea of the amount of persons that will be in attendance, and we can provide the right amount of I am doing very well, Miss Millington. I am fine. To God be the glory, I am well. I am well. Continue to keep me in your prayers, but I am well in Jesus' name. Thank you for your concern. So guys, remember, share the page, share this live, share, and go on my page, both page Princess Boucher and on the International Women Achievers Award page, and share the flyer, and please help me make this possible for someone. We did it last year for Pinky, that is Candy Dancehall, can wanna say, but yeah, for Candy, and we want to make it possible for someone else this year. Once it's done, you will hear who will be donated to. I'm not sure if someone out there is going through. We want to hear from you. Send us your story. You know, what is it that you're going through? How are you managing? We want to hear from you. Okay? We want to be a part of what you are going through. Okay, so guys, I love you very much. Have yourself a blessed evening, and remember, share the live, send some stars. And I'm not moving away from my regular I.W.A. Foundation project, which is a back to school project that is still going. And of course, coming up soon is our Give a Child a Christmas. You understand? So, but as you know, school, back to school, we're looking for backpacks, we're looking for anything that you can, whether it be in money, because you know the money is important as well. Because I tell you guys something, each and every year when a barrel goes down, I clear that barrel. I never collect money to clear it. And I have to pay. I live in Mandeville, and I have to pay, get a driver to get down Salt Queen, thank you. You know, and I have to clear that barrel all on my own and pay the driver and so forth. And so it would be so nice to have your help. So far I have some stuff already, but you cannot have enough when it comes to children. And as I say, money is good because you know there's so much more we need to do for these children. The parents, we never stop to think about the parents. You know, when we say we give the child maybe books and pencil, but how does the child go to school? What do they wear? You know, and sometimes the parents can't even find that to help them to buy a new uniform or shoes for them. And that's the way we want to go right now, where we also able to help the children. And I'm starting in my community. My community is outside the town of Mandeville. I'm from Mandeville, outside the town of Mandeville. And you know, something you dance at home before you go abroad, go dance. You know, so I start in my community, and so far I think maybe about 2 other communities that come in, because the last one that I have, I said over 30 had um children and stuff that I give out gifts to. And I want to make it bigger and better. I want to be there for the parents, as though we could offer a yard of cloth for to build a uniform, or to go out and purchase the uniform. You know, I wouldn't give the parents the money to do it. I would want to go out and purchase these things myself and to give to the parents, you know. And shoes, shoes and socks and all these type of things. So I need your help. But right now, for the month of June, I would like your help in making this possible. As again I said, Sunday is cancer survival day. We wanted to make it Cancer Survival Month. Every day is Cancer Survival Day. You understand? So help me. I am a cancer survivor, and I want you to help me help those who are going through, that they can also give their testimony, and they have their testimony like myself. You understand? Thank you guys again. Love. Blessings.